hear a V8 going through the woods,
yeah,
it's just a cool sound.
Left 6, louder, 50, louder please, 100, right 5 left.
Here at PMR Motorsports, about to find out what's going on here, see a little shop tour. How's it going?
We're on the film now.
Yeah,
hey, how you guys doing?
Film. Good.
So, first time here, a couple other people have been here before, but you're here for making a little bit of an announcement. We just got our deal done with GM, so it's going to be Chevrolet Performance. We'll give you a quick little tour.
Cool, let's check it out. The whole Chevy thing came about from GRC, right?
Yeah, we had a relationship with those guys back in the GRC. We were the factory team for Chevrolet. You know, we got bodies in white, and they provided all the engines, and they did all the engine calibration stuff, and then we did all the chassis side. GRC kind of went away, and the program kind of went away. And then, you know, we never really thought about doing anything else. We thought, you know, hey, we're just going to go out and have fun. The car has actually been on their radar, and then they kind of reached out and said, you know, hey, we like what you're doing. We want to support you, and we want to like try to push, you know, everybody to know that they can do this more often with the LT1 engines. Yeah. And we said, you know, let's get together and let's put something together, and we'll cover us putting the LT1 engine in this car, and we'll cover a little bit of differences between the two. Okay. And to try to make it, you know, easier for people to move in to start using more of the LT1 engines instead of the LS3 engine.
What LS is it in these?
This one is the LS3.
Okay.
It's still pretty much about the same drivetrain that we had in the Rallycross. And the nice thing about the LS3, compared to the Rallycross engine we had with the turbo and everything, it's about 17 pounds lighter. Okay. Than the 4-cylinder. So
wouldn't expect that.
You wouldn't. You know, when you see the size of the engine, it's a lot different. You know, you drive the car and it just does nothing but put a smile on your face.
How long have you been in rally now?
Man, why you gotta do that?
I don't know. People are calling me
you
out
never
these
ask
days.
a woman her age, right?
You've been rallying since early 2000s?
Yeah, I think I started in 2003. Clueless, totally clueless.
And how'd you get into it? Well, like you kind of came from a different racing background prior?
Yeah, I did a lot with the dirt bikes and the Enduros and GNCCs and stuff.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time there. Well, when I was a younger kid, my neighbor down the road, his dad did some rally stuff in a Datsun 510. We went and crewed for him as kids. So we kind of saw it and was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I saw Buffum and Millen coming through the woods, and it's like, okay, those guys kind of know what they're doing there, you know what I mean? Got sprayed by rocks, probably still have marks. Yeah. So watch that, and then, you know, again, it kind of went off my radar for a while I was doing the bike thing. As the old saying, with age comes cage. And then kind of thought, you know, hey, I'm just gonna get in it. I'm just gonna do it for fun. I'm not gonna do it. You know, I'm just gonna do a regular old PGT car. Yeah. Nothing. Bought one completely clueless. Showed up to Snowdrift with like rally tires, with gravel tires. And if anybody that's watching this, they know what gravel tires are on snow. Yeah. Luckily we had a set of Blizzaks, but then, you know, around that, then went down and did 100 acre and kind of kept moving up.
How long have you been in this location?
We've been in this location probably since 2016, but I think we're getting ready to grow. We're pretty much about maxed out. When a car comes in, parts get stripped, get cleaned, everything gets written on the board over here. What's got to happen with the cars and what parts need ordered. New shell.
So this is the new setup.
Yeah. Well, this car, both these cars are long travel.
Okay, same setup for that one.
We're really happy with all of the drivetrain and the length and the travel and the suspension. Put it this way, it's better than me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
How long have you been working on this shell?
This is one of the leftover Rallycross car shells. Okay. So we had 2 of those cars. The second one never got to run. So honestly, it probably would have been easier just to start with a new shell because we have to take everything, cut everything out, put a different tunnel. We put long travel suspension on this car so you can look at how long everything is. And
geometry-wise, where are you coming up with the designs for the geometry on the suspension?
So we build our own subframes and everything. So the geometry and the motion and of everything is kind of common to like what most WRC cars are. Everybody is in about that same range. There's a little bit different in the rears, but everybody uses about the same thing. Everybody wants that 7 degree of caster. You know, everything's about the same. So this is a front subframe. We have all the fixtures. So we're building everything out of the dough call. And then our guys are, you know, TIG welding it together. Our car's taken some pretty good hits on the subframes, and we've replaced some skid plates and stuff like that. And so we're pretty confident on how strong everything is.
Do you feel like those subframes were taking more of a beating in GRC with some of the jumps, the door? Rally's harder?
Rally's way harder.
Okay.
Way harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have to change the subframes or anything when you went to rally?
We changed them because we didn't have as much travel.
Okay.
So now we have a long travel car. Once you get into a long travel car, it's such a huge difference. The braking is so much better. You can change mid-corner. When we get the second car together, we'll get you back down here and we'll throw you in and you can actually experience it.
Okay.
We'll let you take it for a run and then you'll be like, I promise your facial expression, that's where the camera's gonna have to be. Your facial expression will just be like, all of our cars that we put together, they're TIG welded. So, and I think you can look at the quality of welding and everything is, second to none. So LS3s are becoming harder and harder to get.
Okay.
So the biggest push for GM Performance is to try to get more people to take the step into the LT1s. Everybody's big on the whole V8 and LS scene because it's a very simple thing to do. The swap is easily to make. And when you look at the actual size of the engine, it's a very small engine compared to other manufacturers that their engines are very big.
Yeah.
So the LS and the LTs are that, a small block Chevy, and they fit in about everything. Like, crazy. You have a small block Chevy and a Chevy Sonic. We do solid mount everything because it is a race car.
Can you feel it in the wheel, like the vibrations and stuff? Not at all, really?
Not a thing.
I kind of like that a little bit though, in some of the solid mounts.
You feel the rumble of the exhaust.
Yeah.
But you don't feel it in the wheel. I mean, the V8s are pretty balanced engines. Where a four cylinders have horrible harmonics. Those engines, they don't live long. And they don't live long because they vibrate themselves apart. So the 4-cylinder cars, you have to trick them with anti-lag and you have to play all this and you have to put special, expensive turbos. The turbo in our Rallycross program is more expensive than the trade engine that we're putting in this car.
So you're probably happy to switch to the V8. Like it was a relief kind of to not have so much stuff to tinker with?
When I started doing the whole rally thing, it was always like, it's cost. 4-cylinder engines have a lot of issues with head gaskets, and if you have one thing going wrong with that car, you're chasing it the whole event.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been there. Yeah. You're always chasing something. Now the anxiety's lifted because you don't really have that problem. You're not worried about the engine. The engine will outlast it. You don't have to worry about a costly rebuild.
How many rallies do you get on one of those V8s before you have to do anything to it?
Oh, I
never done anything to it?
No.
So how many rallies are on it then?
I think there's like 17.
Okay.
There's a lot of testing on it too.
Yeah.
We change the oil.
Really?
We do change the oil every time.
Do you do it daily or do you do it every race? Because some guys,
we do it every race.
Are like every single day on those 4-cylinders.
No, actually, I think we've gone a couple races without changing it, but it's pretty much like it's a V8. You hear a V8 going through the woods.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool sound. I think that's what keeps people going.
Yeah, what's the retail cost?
The retail cost is $11,554.
And that's in a crate shipped, good to go.
I hear these numbers of what the 4-cylinder engines, I hear like 50, 55,000 for an engine. Yeah. And I hear somewhere in the 20s for rebuilds.
Yeah. I
mean, engine isn't a worry for us.
What's it been like seeing the progression? When I came in, probably, I think my first rally was 2012, but I started showing up in like 07, 08 to Snowdrift and stuff like that, and seeing the different classes and level of competition. What's it been like seeing the progress of rally? I mean, there's been ups, there's been downs. Do you feel like we're in place? It goes up and
downs. I think we're going the right direction now. My biggest concern right now is the cost gets too much. I can tell you right now, PMR Motorsports loses money every year. I promise you it does. Anybody that thinks we're making money or something, we're not. And it's good to have someone like GM come in with a Chevy Performance to step in and help. It's
huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's good to bring another manufacturer. Their eyes are on it, and their eyes are on it because the car has popularity. Going back to the sport, I think in the 80s it was at a real high point. They were getting good things to run and everything like that. But I think we probably need to go through a little bit of a reset to bring costs down. And I think the betterment of the sport is better to promote the guy who, like me, I showed up, I was clueless. I don't have a lot of money. I've worked on everything myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the guy you need to promote, the guys that are out there and building their own cars and moving forward. Sure. And again, we've always tried to help everybody we can. Like, if they got a suspension problem or something, bring it over, we'll rebuild it. Or, hey, you need some wheels or something like that. And I think that's what needs to happen with the sport. You need to bring the running costs down and make it more affordable. Social media has changed everything, and I'm becoming more and more aware of that. You know, part of our deal with GM is we want to try to get their social media, like their Instagram, Chevy Performance. We want everybody to sign on to Chevy. We want their numbers to go really high. 3 or 4 million more would be great. But you know, it would be really cool to see those numbers go high, and you know, you know, they're forward thinking too, because we don't have a lot in the sport, but they've come back and they've said, hey, this is a good idea, this is cool. So they're looking at different ways too. So, and I think that right now, if we can keep the cost of rallying down and we can get more people in there, in the sport, that's gonna make it better.
This package seems like a good solution. 17 rallies on it, something like that?
Yeah, and the truth to be known, those weren't new motors. Realistically, they are kind of worn out engines.
You wouldn't know it from seeing them on the road.
And that's the thing, like, we're taking an engine and we're detuning it instead of taking an engine and trying to get
cranking it. Yeah.
So longevity is just going to come from that.
If this all goes well and smooth, do you think you'll start turning some of these things out and selling them?
If somebody wants one, yeah, you can come buy one, right? But you're going to have to pay as the build goes along, because my pockets aren't that deep, you know. But yeah, I would really like to see a lot of these cars out there, because I think it is an affordable way for people to go rallying compared to, you know, you look at some of the other cars and you're hearing 40 and 50, and that's just not feasible. You know, again, where I think I'd like to see everything is I'd like to see more guys running the full season. In my opinion, a running cost of an open class car should be somewhere in the $15,000 to $20,000 range.
Yeah.
And even then, that's a lot of expendable money for somebody to run the season with no real return on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we solve that problem, and how do we get that cost down?
It seems possible with these, with just like the simplicity of suspension, the simplicity of the motor, like not having to do much re-prep. Like you said, you're not even changing the oil sometimes between races. Like it's good to go. Especially the newer cars coming over, there's a lot of things you need to do to upkeep them.
They're very well sorted cars.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things we have to do is we have to keep prevalent cars that are here in the US coming back to get the manufacturers to start building those cars again. Because, you know, pretty soon, you know, what are you going to run?
You know, thanks for the tour.
No, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Let people know where they can go follow you. Obviously, there's probably tons of action of that car going to be in this video mixed in. Tell us what we're going to see in the future.
I think what you're going to see in the future is you're going to see us covering the differences of putting this engine in compared to that engine. And then we're going to do kind of head-to-head things to see what the difference between the other cars on performance and everything. We think this one will be better because the next one's always better, right?
Yeah.
That one will probably be better because the next one's always better. Our Instagram is PMR Motorsports. I think you're going to be able to follow a lot of it at Chevy Performance.
Thanks again for the tour.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you guys back soon, and maybe I might be able to drive one of these things on a test. And
absolutely.
We'll check it out.
Yeah, you're going to have to get in one.
Yeah,
like
I'm down.
It's going to have to happen.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to get in, you're going to have to take it, and you're going to be like, we're going to have to keep the camera and get a wide lens because I think his face is going to be like, oh.
Left 6, 50, another left 6, louder, 50, long small crest into right 5, again right 5, opens and tightens 5, louder please, 100, right 5 plus, again right 5 plus, and left 5 minus long, again left 5 minus long, still louder, opens and tightens 4 off camber, again tightens 4 off camber, louder, and small crest, 70,